I'm just going to flat out start this by saying do not buy from GameCaseKing.com. Do not. I want to give you a whole rundown on why, my experience with them, and I'll go ahead and spoil the ending. I just literally minutes ago got my refund through PayPal, not from them directly. So, the story has not a good ending necessarily, but I'm not as, burning with hatred as I was. So I'll now explain to you why you should not buy from Game Case King. Enjoy the video. July 2017. I discovered GameCaseKing.com via an Instagram post. See, I follow a lot of retro gaming people on there, and therefore the Explore page shows me all kinds of different retro gaming things. On that Explore tab, I saw a person who had ordered a custom batch of Crash Bandicoot cases. They looked awesome. Admittedly, they looked really, really cool. So I checked the site out. I loved what I saw. My mouth was just watering because almost all of my old video games need cases, and these look great. Specifically, my Nintendo 64, I don't have a single in-box game. They're all loose carts because I was, a child. I was in first grade. Anyway, I even checked out a YouTube review, and they looked good there too. At the time, there was only, I think, one, maybe two reviews, and they were all positive. I had way too many cases in mind, so on the website there was a buy in bulk option. I clicked it. There, the owner of the site and of the company openly puts his email and phone number saying, feel free to call and text us. Well, I'll leave the email in, but I won't put his phone number in because that is his personal contact phone number. I won't put, his last name, anything like that, because, it's out there. I'm not telling you to go do it. Please don't bother the guy. I'm not telling you to harass him. Do not. He's a human being just like us, but, leave the guy alone unless you've ordered from him and he's, not, fulfilled your order, then feel free to ask him about it. But on the website, he openly puts his contact information. So anyway, I asked him about the custom order. For some reason, my email doesn't show the first message I sent him. I'm not sure why. It was just something like, hey, I want to make a custom order. What would that entail? He replied here on July 9th and said, yes, I can make any case you want. Just send me a list of titles you are in search of. Wednesday, July 26, 2017 at 9:36 p.m., I said, hey, Jared, I have a pretty large list that I'll post at the bottom, but first a few questions. Yada, yada, yada. I just asked more about the specifics of what I can order. You could see all what I asked there in the image that I'm showing. He said that he recommends I get to the new Nintendo 64 and SNES cases. So I guess, I can't remember off the top of my head, I guess he had made a new version of them. And I remember they looked cool. I think what it was for the SNES case, the old ones, you just put the cartridge in it, but the new ones he made, the cart actually fit. It had it locked into the case, if I remember correctly. He replied with a final quote the same day, a few hours later, a decently fair price. At this point, I was just willing to pay what I needed to. I don't have a printer. I didn't want to fool with all that. I'd rather just find someone who looked reliable and made good products. I just would pay them to do it. And I didn't show the whole list of my games. Not that I'm against showing it. It's just it's really long. I had quite a lot here that I wanted to get ordered. So August 3rd, I replied. This was a couple days later. I mulled it over. I said, thanks for the info. Blah, 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 blah. In regards to the PS1 cases, would you be willing to only supply the printed art without a case at a discount? I have a large supply of loose black DVD cases and would really only need the cover printed. So I asked him that, and he said, yeah. So he would just print me just the cart, the art for the games, and I would, instead of him also supplying me with the blank DVD cases that I would put the art in. $2 for each piece of art, which again, yeah, that is high, but it looked, all his product looked good. It looked like high quality color and everything, $2 a pop, and it's not anything I am able to do in my means, so I was more than happy to pay that. 3 days later, on the 6th, I said, do the game cartridges lock in place in the old cases for N64? What exactly is the difference between the two? Yes, so he said in the old cases, there are brackets that guide the cartridge in place. If I was to hold the old N64 cases upside down so that the cartridge was facing the ground, it would fall out of the case, whereas the new ones lock the cartridge in place fully. So blah, blah, blah. He's just giving me all these details. We're replying. At this point, I'm taking longer to reply than he is. All right. So I basically just go through here and say, here's my actual final list, blah, blah, blah. So here you'll see, it's a little embarrassing, but I mentioned that I like, have a YouTube channel. Obviously, there's just nothing on it really, but I want to make a review of this stuff and be able to recommend it to people. And if he could send me just one blank old case, it doesn't have to be anything in it, but just send me an old case so I could show the difference between the two, blah, blah, blah. I asked you some other stuff. And I said, if you use PayPal, give me your PayPal email and I'll email you, or I'll send you the money, blah, 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 with a changed list. That same day, he adjusted the quote. That was like 5 hours later, which is not long at all. And then 3 days later, I sent him my address, blah, 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 a little more changing of my order. And then, we were good to go. I sent him the money that day, I believe. Let me look here. Yeah, 8/18, 2017. I PayPal'd him the money. He messaged me back and said, thanks so much, Jonah. That was all I heard from him until October 2nd, 2017. On September 30th, I said, hello, this is a message that I texted him to his personal phone number that he lists on his website. I said, hello, this is Jonah Harper. I placed a bulk custom order on August 18th and was curious about how much longer the order might take to arrive. On October 2nd, 8:56 p.m., he said, sorry for the late reply. I'm looking to finish them off by the end of the week. And I said, thanks so much. I understand it's a big order and you're a small operation. I was just getting nervous about not hearing anything for so long. Looking forward to getting them. Nothing. I messaged him at November 28th. Any update on this order? January 8th, I text him. Any update on this order? It's been months. January 10th, please refund my $288 or send me my items. Now, those weren't the only times I contacted him. I also contacted him September 24th, 2017. This was through email. I said, I understand that I have a large order and that might take some considerable time to prepare and send, but do you have an estimate on when I can expect to receive my cases? Again, no problem if it looks like it will take a while. I completely understand. I'm just trying to be the nicest customer in the world. I've worked retail. I know what it's like to have to deal with really annoying and rude customers. So when someone's nice, it's like the best thing ever. So I try to be that guy. November 9th, I emailed, any updates on the progress of my order? December 28th, still curious about my order. Any updates? This would have been the 8th. I texted him on the 8th and I said, any updates on this order? It's been months. And I emailed him at the same time on that day and said the same thing. Not only that, but I tried contacting their Instagram page. Let me pull that up. I said on October 1st, I placed a custom bulk order in August and haven't gotten any replies to my inquiries about it via email and text. Any chance I can get a reply here? January 8th, any updates on my order? January 10th, please refund my $288 or send me my items. So I've contacted this guy through 3 different mediums, and he has ignored me at every single stop. Oh, not to mention I messaged him on Facebook on the 10th and said, please refund my money, and none of those messages have been opened. Nothing along those lines at all. I almost had been worried about the guy. I thought maybe he had fallen down a manhole and died. No one is this incompetent and rude and just careless with other people's money. $288, that's nothing to sneeze at all. So, but I didn't want to think that I'd been ripped off. I didn't want to admit that. I didn't want to accept it. It's the first time I've ever been ripped off. So one day I just Google GameCaseKing just to see if any other videos have come up. And I see this video by a channel called Blu-ray King on YouTube. All capital letters of the name of the video. Don't buy GameCaseKing. And immediately, I had a fire in my belly. I felt nauseous because I wasn't an anomaly. Somebody else had experienced this garbage of a person. I scrolled through the comments, and someone a month ago said, dude, stop complaining. And I'm guessing this is a friend of GameCaseKing. The Crazed Broccoli, he's the one who said to stop complaining at the channel, who posted this video. Blu-ray King said, they start arguing against each other. And then I look here in the comments, and there's GameCaseKing's personal channel 1 month ago. GameCaseKing says, this guy messed up and has no sense of personal responsibility. He is a great example of what not to be in life. Blu-ray King responds, Says the guy who messed up the order, LOL, and then backtracks and deletes his entire comment thread after getting owned. And then GameCaseKing, they argue a bit. GameCaseKing replies, "It's a lesson you learn in business. Some customers you deal with are just irrational. You just have to accept it." And then they just keep arguing. I have the screenshots here, and it's insane. It is the most bizarre, evil thing, and he's defending himself and arguing with it, and he's talking about how this guy doesn't have proof. Well, sorry, Jared, but I have proof. I have these emails. I'm showing screenshots, bro, and PayPal refunded me my money. This guy's video isn't the only one. Look through comments on the other GameCaseKing reviews. Other users are talking about it. I found a post on Reddit talking about it. If you want any more proof, you shouldn't trust this guy as a businessman. Just look at the fact that he's bickering with a customer on a YouTube video in the comments. I mean, if this was an actual business person who knew how to do business, they would have just, tried to fix the order, been nice about it. But no, they're bickering like they're 12 years old. Like, do you need any more proof? You don't. That's it. Even if, for some reason, me and all these guys just hate this guy personally, and we decided I'll make videos and comments and posts and forum threads about it, is this really someone you want to do business with, who's just going to bicker and whine at you because they messed up their order? Obviously, with Blu-ray King, it was, it wasn't an issue of a delayed order. It was more of an issue of, it was a delayed order, but it wasn't as bad as what I've had to deal with. His was just the order was wrong. Like Blu-ray King says in his video, he didn't get his items until he filed a PayPal claim. So, there you go. Rest in peace, GameCaseKing. You haven't updated your social medias in a while. I don't know what happened to you, man. I don't know what you did, because you had some positive reviews. You seem like a nice guy. There was a video on Instagram where you were actually talking to the camera. You look like a normal, nice guy, but, you're a terrible, garbage businessman. And, again, please, I don't want any personal attacks on this guy. I'm not, he's a human being. And I got my money back. PayPal, They found it in my favor, but it was also just because, you didn't even try to fight the claim. You just let them give me, but of course you didn't just refund me when I asked you. You waited until the timer was up just to see if PayPal wouldn't side with me, but they did, because, all these other users have gotten their money back from PayPal too. So, anyway, don't buy from GameCaseKing. I have no reason to make this video. If I want to, talk about positive products and give good reviews for stuff. I don't like giving bad reviews. It's fun when it's, a bad movie and you can laugh at it, but this is not something that, I can laugh at. This is a guy who is playing reckless with your money and does not care about, your time, your investment, and he would have been more than happy to sit with my $288 than not give it back. That's the worst part. It's not like if he had just said after 2 months that, "Hey man, I can't. Here's your money back. I'm sorry." I would have just been like, "Oh, you know what? That happens." I literally would not have cared at all. I would have been a little, like, "Oh, well, that sucks. I got to look for another website now." But I would not have been mad in the slightest, To cancel and not even fulfill someone's almost $300 order, you got to have some serious shit going on in your life. I don't feel like that's the case with this guy. I think he just doesn't care. So, anyway, don't buy from GameCaseKing. In the video. Goodbye.